Krista has it right now. I'll go. Yeah.
All right, there we go. It's working. Oh, it's really working. All right, it's 7:01. Let's start the meeting off. Start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call.
Krista Booth. Steve Schneider.
Present.
Holly Miller. Absent. Andy Rose.
Present.
Melissa Schneider.
Present.
Ashlyn Glasser.
Present.
Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Under discussion, I would like to add G, our Heritage Fest, entertainment tent sponsor.
Okay. That's it?
That's it for me.
All right, and communications, we have a application for joining the board for Mr. Scott White. And everybody had that to review. We won't be voting on that this meeting. That'll be next meeting. That was the only communication, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And he's here to
I would say
say hi.
moving on to public comment agenda item, that was be an agenda item if you want to come up and introduce yourself.
My name's Scott White. Me and my wife recently moved here to the community. I seen that you guys had a opening out there. I've always had an interest in getting involved in a community. My wife and I plan on staying here for probably the rest of our lives. So, and like I said, I love this little town and I'd like to get involved in any way I can to help make it better and more enjoyable for the people who live here. I've served on boards in most capacities as a treasurer and that kind of stuff. So I'm familiar with how they work and what they do, and just like to offer my support and help.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. Go ahead.
Miss Holly Miller, who is not here tonight, gave me her notes. So she said, I'm so excited to have an applicant to the board. I would just like to make sure Mr. White understands that we are a working board and that he is committed to actively participating in all facets of what we do.
Yes.
So those are her notes.
Okay.
Very impressive resume from what
Yeah.
you shared with us.
Yep. Well, I thought it'd make it a little bit easier to understand who I was.
It definitely does. And I appreciate you for attaching one.
Yep.
Lots of admirable qualities,
Correct.
obviously.
Yeah.
Brings a lot to the table.
Yeah. And maybe we can have somebody not run two roles as treasurer and vice president, if not right away, obviously. But
No, but that's fine. Like I said, I'd like to help out in any way I can.
yeah, perfect. Anybody have any questions for him? And you're definitely welcome to stay if you want, or whatever.
Yeah,
you
I'll
want
stay.
We do a CIA background check.
Yeah, no. Not that I wouldn't pass, but I don't.
Right.
If you really want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
No, we'll, what we'll do is we'll put it on the agenda for next meeting,
Mhm.
and then go through voting on that. We'll have you come back up and talk through it again.
Okay. No
Okay.
problem.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks
Thank you
for being here.
Thanks for coming.
All right. I'm going to need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any other public comments? Nope. Okay. Then I'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Steve, motion?
Yep.
Chris is supported. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, approved. We need approval of minutes from the September 4th meeting that are attached.
I did a little editing, which is apparently what I think one of my duties, to be on the planet, to edit minutes. So let's see, approval of bills payable. The bottom of page 2, line 2, says township summer tax bills. So I think the tax word is, should be stricken because it doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be summer tax bills, correct?
You're talking about Almont Township 2024 summer property tax bill?
He's saying it's a summer attacks.
Oh,
Okay.
well, which part am I missing?
Gotcha.
Second line of the very last paragraph on the page.
Oh, we wanted to say that the bills are being attacked.
Oh, no, I see what you're saying.
Sorry, we on the next page. Sorry, I was looking under the first page that listed.
It's an
I
approval
get
of
it.
bills
Yeah, I see it.
payable
No, I see that.
at the bottom of the page.
Mm-hmm.
So we're striking that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one I had was on the next page, new business, finance, still, paragraph, the second paragraph of 1, and this is like 5 lines down. The line begins with, have Director Edwards reach out one more time to the, I believe that business owner,
Yeah,
business
just
Nope.
one.
Yep, I
possessor,
get it. Yeah.
Mhm.
hyphen S.
Yep.
So it's just a typo. That's, otherwise I'll move to approve. Does anybody else has any corrections? So I move to approve the minutes.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Approval of bills payable.
I have a note from our treasurer on this one.
Thank you.
Welcome. She said, do not pay the DTE bill. They have violated our agreement by not letting us use the lot. So.
Yeah.
Is board discussion.
So, I mean, that really opens a bigger discussion than just the DTE bill, is it not? Whether we're going to continue having a business relationship with the church.
It does, and that bill's going to be for past use.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah, so that would be a much narrower discussion, and if it's the board's desire not to discuss the broader issue at this meeting, okay. But something as important as that, probably want Holly here.
Correct.
Because it's a big issue. So.
You could approve
what
it,
about
table
the
it.
Table that.
You could table that one for the, bigger
Table
discussion.
that bill.
if somebody makes the
Until we
motion.
can discuss the broader issue.
The only thing I would say is that bill is not for, that would be the bill for August.
Correct. That's what I mean.
So-
It's already been.
Correct.
So the breach occurred in September, and this is an August bill. Okay. Somebody wants to make that motion, go ahead. To include it.
Or we could table that one for future discussion along with the other one.
That's my inclination.
That make them, if you want to do it, then make that motion.
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm recommending we table, make the motion table the DT bill for the church, because it stepped forward in direct violation of the agreement that we have with them, which is very disappointing. So,
So you're motioning to approve 468612 is what I come up with.
That's what I got too.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye. All right. Bills payable are approved for 46. What was the total? 4686. 12. All right. Treasurer's report, August revenue and expenditures. Does Holly have notes for that at all? No.
No, she didn't have any questions or concerns on the reports. But if anyone else has any questions, I can answer them.
Nobody has any questions or concerns. We'll just need a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve August's revenue and expenditure report.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye. All right, approved. August check disbursement report.
Make a motion to approve August check disbursement.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye. All right, that is approved. Reports, DPW report is attached. I know Brian's not here. Was there any comments from Brian at all per the report?
No, they were going to, this is not on this report, but they were going to crack seal the Roots parking lot. They were either going to do it this morning or tomorrow morning, and I don't want to speak. I didn't go check it today, so I'm not 100% positive if it got done or not, but and obviously they did an incredible job getting everything ready for Heritage Fest. Everything looked great. And, we had DPW guys here all day on Saturday, and they were working their tails off. So I appreciate them.
I was saying they cleaned up the house on Bristol, which
Yeah.
looks good, and repainted all the lines surrounding it. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a nice touch too.
Absolutely.
clean the town up.
Oh, yeah. You want to go into your report, ma'am?
My verbal report, because once again, what I'm famous for is
All
getting it
Heritage
out.
Festival.
All Heritage Festival, yeah. And shooting that MDA video, which was awesome. I don't know if you guys got to see it, but we did a combined video with Lapeer, Emily City, and Almont. And I was at an MDA networking event last week, and they premiered it at the PIX. So that was fun with all of the other members of the MDA that were there. But yeah, Heritage Fest went off without a hitch. It was a great day. We had almost 500 cars and perfect weather, and it was a good day, good weekend. I'll save my thank yous for the end, but I really appreciate the board and everything you guys did.
Thank you. We appreciate what you did. We'll save the rest of it for later. Anything on your director's report? Everybody good?
No, I mean, I'm just catching up on everything. I have the preliminary numbers from Heritage, but I'm waiting on a couple more invoices, so I'd like to wait until we do our debrief recap meeting at the end of this month to share those. But with everything that we took on this year and having incurred more costs with our tent from not doing a staked one, where our numbers are still positive. So it's all good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to new business finance. You want to, well, the facade grant application, we told the Village Sure Company this was the third and final try. You're going to see the email string in there with the company that they used, which if that was supplied earlier, life would have been a lot easier. But clearly, if you read in there, the previous business or where they bought it from offered to refund them the dollar amount, redo and actually print out an actual invoice, not what we got. It was requested basically just to do an Excel spreadsheet, which ended up getting submitted. So again, if we would have had a little back and forth dialogue, we would have saw that came from the company and not directly from something she created. So at this point in time, we told her to supply another invoice. We still have the same information, although there is a dialogue with the email.
So the picture that I'm seeing here is there was concern with the billing that was submitted previously that it was not authentic, didn't provide sufficient detail.
The second page is not listed. So the first bill showed that it was paid in full. There was a second copy to another bill that didn't show paid in full and wasn't descriptive to that line item. When we questioned it, they supplied a Excel spreadsheet. It did not say where the Excel spreadsheet came from that listed it out. We requested an actual bill. Per the email, they went back to the person they bought the sign from. That business owner was willing to supply them an actual bill. They would just have to refund the money, type a new bill out through Shopify, and then recharge them. But then at the time frame per the email states that no, just an Excel file would be fine. And that's what was turned over to us, but we did not have any of the back and forth with them and the business owner.
Well, I mean, is the email threads, the authenticity of those being questioned?
That's up to the board if they're questioning that. That's what was supplied.
I mean, my reaction is it's the billing's authentic. She did pay for it, and I don't see why we wouldn't grant at $417.16.
$463.33.
Well,
yeah,
whatever it is.
And again, if we had the back and forth explaining that what it was from that company they bought it from, it would make life a lot easier months ago.
So, I mean, the previous concern was it authentic? It appears it's my reading is it's authentic. So, and she paid it. So why wouldn't we approve it?
Again, make the motion then.
Yep, that's my motion to approve payment.
All right. Any further discussion? Did Holly have any notes?
Support.
She supported. Chris
Oh, I'm
supported.
sorry. I didn't hear
No,
Kristen.
Holly did not.
All right.
You read it the same way. Yeah. Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
I
Aye.
want to finally put the rest.
You said aye? Okay. All right. Here we go. Pay that one out in full for both amounts. All right. We have another facade grant in there for 125 North Main. This is for a new awning
On Sherry's.
on the barber shop.
Mhm.
I thought we did some signage for her not too long ago.
Too.
Different building, different property
It
number.
was the masonry on Chickies and
It's a Toth building, isn't
It's a
it?
Toth building.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a Child's building.
I know. I just want to make sure that
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
they all run together over there.
yeah.
So the initial was for 2,600 and obviously they're asking for half.
Facade fund.
We do.
And as you can see by what was supplied was a detailed invoice.
Whatever's in the fund is supposed to carry through to June of 2025?
Correct.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Okay.
This one's relatively smaller. We do have a larger one coming, but that one we sent back for, again, they didn't have all the details.
And enhance that business, enhance the downtown, so. So I'll make that motion. To approve the awning at 780 North Van Dyke, in the amount of $1,300.
Any further discussion?
Oh, you said 780.
125 North Main.
The address is 125 North Main.
780.
What? Oh, yeah, what?
780 is my address. That's the other one that we're not.
Oh,
That's the one we kicked back that we needed better.
restate
statements.
the motion for, yeah, the grant is for
Oh, I'm
125
so
North.
sorry. That was
Yeah.
my bad.
No, it says 125 here.
I know, but then it says 780.
Yeah.
Oh,
It says
yeah, that's
780s,
right.
yeah.
Sorry. All right. You corrected the motion. Krista, you still support it? All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, make that happen. All right. Moving on to discussion, merchant trick or treat.
More just an FYI that it's gonna be the hour before trick or treating on Halloween. Once again.
Okay.
So
Do we need to get anything ready or?
I'm gonna need to find something to hand out, but I'm on it.
That's we have that in the budget. Yeah. For everybody knows, school is actually closed Friday, November 1st this year.
Yes, they are.
So kids get a little bit of a break after. Anything more on merchant trick or treat? Nope. Small business Saturday.
I probably need to meet with the events committee to go through if we want to do the same thing as last year. That's definitely a discussion Holly should be a part of though, so we can wait or we can discuss if anyone has any ideas.
What's the
It's up
date
to
again?
you.
November.
30th?
Is that the Saturday after Thanksgiving? All right, so we've got time. I'd say kick it back to the events committee.
I need someone else on the events committee though. so.
Can you, just one thing on these with those dates, or put dates on there, just so we're aware on here. What do you need, who else? Oh, we're missing somebody on events?
Oh, yeah, we only have two.
Yeah.
Are you
So,
on anything?
No.
Do you want to be on
Do you want to be
something?
on the events committee? Congratulations, you're the newest member of the events committee.
Okay.
what? No,
Not now. I mean, what is even it about?
the events committee? It's just.
We just meet
You
to
just
talk
meet to
about-
talk about what you might want to do for that evening.
Didn't you go to the chili crawl one?
Yeah, you were at the
I
chili
wasn't
crawl.
officially on the team.
Yeah. but-
Right.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, that's all we do.
that's all we do.
Yeah.
Okay. I
It's
will be.
informal.
I'll be
Yeah.
a part of it then.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so kick that back to that, come back to October's meeting with what we're gonna design or have done, or what volunteerism you need, or what have you. Fountain cover, that's
This has been.
like a
long
bad penny. It just keeps coming back and back and back. What's going on? Where are we at with
We
it?
need one. Holly has notes, so I'll read hers first. She said, is DPW capable of building a PVC structure that can be shrink wrapped? We need to make a decision tonight to move forward as time is of the essence and the old cover is no longer usable. DPW is, they'll try to make a PVC cover. They're not going to say no, but they're not certain that that's within their realm of expertise. Right. So we can try it, or Legacy still has the.
Yeah, but that was like $4,000, $5,000, wasn't it?
Correct.
I mean, PVC is easy enough to do. I mean, if we want to put it together, that's something we can put together and shrink wrap. We don't really need DPW to do it. If people are interested. Right.
Further on this.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just doing PVC, that's not, we can buy that from Home Depot. I can get some Schedule 40 and do it. Do you want to, somebody make a motion not to exceed dollar amount?
Just PVC usually cost, how much do you think it will cost?
A stick of PVC right now, I don't know, probably 10, 15 bucks a stick, 10-foot piece. Plus couplers and fittings, and I got the glue.
Should be within.
You think it's within your
Yes.
spending limit?
Yes.
Could be within my spending limit.
It's definitely
It'll
within
be in
Holly's
one of
spending
yours.
limit. Correct.
All right. Then if not, why don't we just do that? Try it, and if it doesn't work and we don't have a bunch into it, then
Yeah.
we scrap it and move forward.
All right.
All right. In the meantime, research who we can get to do shrink wrap on it. And because it is PVC and that, it's not like it's going to have any weight. So we're going to have to figure a way to either hold it down, whether it be
There's
sandbags.
anchors in the
Is there?
concrete.
Okay. All right. I'll work on that. Okay. Anything else on the fountain cover? No. All right. Heritage Fest volunteer thank you dinner. Last year, after the Heritage Fest, we did a nice thank you dinner. Last year was held at Mikey's. We could do one of the same. We can go back to Paul's and go back to the bowling alley. I'm sure he'd be more willing to host it again.
Yep, we need to find a location. I was thinking Wednesday, the 16th of this month, if that works. Or if a different day other than Wednesday works, I'm fine with that too. I was just trying to stay consistent.
I could probably make it work. That's parent-teacher conferences for my wife. So I'll just got to make sure the kids are back and forth with practice, but I can figure something out.
7?
Where at?
6 or 7? We have to figure out where at.
7 would be better for me.
7?
I would say 7 is probably gonna be better.
Okay.
Paul's really eager and helping with whatever. Maybe the volunteers already knew to go there. Maybe just keep it there again if he's
At
willing.
Hideaway?
Mhm.
Okay. Do we have and Mikey's as a backup? Because I haven't asked Paul yet, and if he has someone in that room.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. So it's gonna be the 16th, 10/16.
Yep, at 7 o'clock at Hideaway.
Perfect. Thank you. Holiday Light Festival and Parade.
It's quickly approaching. I'll discuss this with events committee though.
Okay. Can you add on that bagpipes? I have some names from the
Yes.
Richmond.
I thought that was a joke. It's
Oh,
a serious?
no.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
From
I
the
forgot.
from the Richmond
Mama
parade.
Sue.
Yeah. So I have some names for you from that parade that might be interested in coming out depending on how schedules work, but. Yep. Anything else on light parade, anybody? Downtown holiday decorating F.
Do you have anything that you wanted to? I think, well, I guess I shouldn't speak. I liked the way it looked last year, so.
Yeah, we added more lights, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we have chatted in the past about doing some sort of a grant for the businesses. Maybe that's an idea. Can you do almost like the Rochester feel where all the businesses have lights? A few of us have approached us of doing it. We're just trying to figure out how can we do it as a cost share. Yeah. Could you find out, give us some ideas what it costs per building? And it would just be the central business district or all the DDA, or give them the option.
We would have to get a cost first.
Yeah, maybe there's a cost per building or cost per how many feet or whatever. I'm not sure how all that works, but one of the conversations we had with some of the business owners that they'd like to do something like that. We talked about maybe every year would be a, initial cost to get in and we cover half. And I mean, if we knew the numbers, that would help. My take on the way everything looked last year was fantastic. And the more lights I thought was beneficial.
That looked great.
Yeah. I mean, if there's some other ideas you have to kind of spruce it up, I mean, definitely let us know. But I thought it looked fantastic down there because we added more to the pocket park. Yeah. Anybody else? No. All right. All right. Anything old business wise?
Nope, I
Oh,
had.
Oh, I'm sorry. You added, sorry.
Mhm.
Heritage Fest event tent sponsor. Do you want me to chat through that or you want to chat through it?
You can. We had the same thought, so.
Yeah. So the thought on this is, so Roots was the sponsor for the tent. It was $3,000 to do the entertainment tent, but because of we had to go to the frame tent and they didn't let us know that we needed an extra 10 feet. We had to move it in the parking lot. When we moved in the parking lot, it still worked out good. But now that brought in people sitting at Senior Victor's restaurant, and they were obviously reaping part of the benefit, more so than they would have having the tent in the road. So the thought was, even though Craig still got the lion's share of it, would we be interested in reducing his sponsorship maybe by $1,000? Because not all the revenue ended up going to him. Senior Victor's got a fair amount of it. And in speaking with Senior Victor's, they did very, very well from the concert and everything that was there with people just hanging out in the patio for 2 days. Craig did well too, but I think that might help it a little bit more. So
He paid what, $3,000?
Three.
Trying to profit? I mean,
he did, but originally with it going in the road, he was basically going to have a lion's share of all of it. When we pivoted it to the parking lot, now the concert goers got to basically sit in Senior Victor's, and we're under the social district. They could just grab a drink and walk back. But I was there one night and there was probably
Equally as many people out as there wasn't.
correct. So Senior Victor's ended up benefiting more out of the situation, and they weren't one of our sponsors this year for that. So the thought was to lessen the load on it. And if you don't like the idea, then we can,
It hasn't been distributed as yet.
what, the payment wise?
Right.
Correct. Yeah, Craig hasn't paid us yet, correct?
No.
No.
Do we think it's wise to have any discussion with Craig
Well-
prior to taking that action, or just It's just in our discretion.
It's in our discretion. I mean, he already offered to do the 3. He hasn't complained about anything. He said he did okay. It was just the fact that being we had a pivot on that, it changed the flow of where people were going, and Senior Victors benefited a lot more. Mikey's closed down at 8 o'clock every night, so they were a non-issue.
It also kind of changed what he had committed to, not, and he was fine with pivoting. We had to do it, but he was going to run it with one assumption, and then we had to change that. We also took all of his parking for.
Right. Which he was very more than willing to work with. All the conversations him were great.
Oh yeah, this is not coming from him
No,
whatsoever.
not at all. He's totally fine with whatever. She had a thought. Actually, she brought it to me, and to be honest, I said I was thinking the same thing, and in good faith. And maybe it's not 1,000, maybe it's 500. I don't know.
The perspective has to be what we think is fair.
Correct.
So that's what we think is fair. Okay.
I mean, if it was left in the road and he was basically handling 95% of it as originally designed, then that's a different story.
What do you think, Melissa?
I don't know. I'm torn because I know that the costs for the beer tent are, without the amount that we incur ourselves is crazy. Between the sound production, paying the bands, the tent, and all the work that we do, the hours we put in to put that tent up ourselves. And I'm pretty sure I recall Senior Victor's employees helping us out doing that. So I am inclined to maybe do 500. I'm not too crazy about the full 1,000 just because he did get some revenue he took over the cover charge. He got something from that. And it was unfortunate that it was in the back parking lot. But that was something that it was just a hiccup that we couldn't anticipate.
And that
It's hard.
$1,000 was just a
Yeah, no,
step
I
up.
mean 2,500, and I think that it did take away from his from his business. So like, I don't want to deter other businesses from hosting or sponsoring the beer tent next year, and just us knowing that we do care about the businesses and we want to make sure that they, when they participate in the Heritage Festival, that we are committed to them succeeding as well. So I would be okay with $500, giving him a $500 reduction on that.
If you want to make the motion, you can.
I'll make a motion to reduce Roots sponsorship to $2,500.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Aye. Opposed? There you go. Let Craig know.
Holly has one more thing under discussion. I just realized
Oh.
it's not on the agenda, but she said fountain park benches need to be removed or repaired. They look terrible. Please make a decision. So the guy who painted the clock and the archway, he had said that he could paint the benches, but the wood would still have to be refinished. So I think we only have 4 left in there. If we want to leave them, do you want me to get a cost on how much it would be to repair them? At this point, it would probably be after winter because I don't want to have them repainted and refinished just for snow and.
Right. Do we remove those in the winter? They're bolted down,
No,
correct?
they're bolted, yeah.
So we're looking at the cost of what it'd be to repair versus get new ones.
Right. why don't we get some quotes on what it would take to get new ones on and compare it. Even look at some of the cement ones like we had the benches, if that makes sense, or more of a resin one that we don't have to keep redoing. Just go with that. I mean, it's nothing we got to vote on now.
Perfect.
We talked about it. She's watching. Hopefully she's happy. Anybody else, anything on that topic? No. No old business? No. Any public comments on a non-agenda item? No. All right. Now we just move into board questions or comments. Krista? Or even comments or anything like that?
I think everyone who participated in the Heritage Festival did an amazing job. I feel like it went a little smoother than our trial run the year before.
You pull the microphone down so it can hear you.
Thanking everyone that helped out for the Heritage Fest. It worked great.
Perfect.
Oh, it was echoed last night at council. It was an astounding performance. And my comments are to recognize everybody on the board here. Shout outs to all of you. And in my 30 years in Almont, best event during that my whole time living here. So I just continue to see Almont going in this direction. And yeah, like the Tigers, like the Lions, just an uphill climb. So yeah, and the whole concept, what we're trying to do here is building community, and that was building community. So yeah, I'm thrilled with everything that happened that evening. I still have my T-shirt draped over my chairs in my office, just to boost. So it's really nice. That's
Thanks,
my
Steve.
commentary.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I've been doing this for a couple of years. It's definitely nice to see it expanding and growing each year, and more community being involved. Even, some of these volunteers that we've never met before just coming out to help out. It's all those volunteers that came the week before, and the continued support. And it's nice that everyone on this board has set aside time to help out, because I know that we all have families and we're giving up a lot to just because we love this community and believe in what we're doing. And I also would like to commend the board for refraining from making negative comments on Facebook despite the shade that was thrown at us and all the hard work. It's sad to see that there's still some community members out there who they're going to do whatever it is they can to tear down the hard work we've done. So, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I just want to say it went great, and I'm really proud of us for all we did and all the work that we went through and everything. And I'm just happy that it was a success and the weather was nice and just everything went smoothly.
Are you reading Holly's?
I am.
Okay.
I'm Holly now. Thank you so much to everyone for your efforts with the Heritage Festival. It could not be done without our entire board and the fantastic volunteers we have. It was an amazing weekend, and we have received so much positive feedback. I am honored to work beside you all and continue to be productive and accomplish great things. Thank you to Angela for working so hard to keep everything afloat and always having the answers to everyone's questions. I know you get paid to do this job, but I believe you go above and beyond, especially for this amazing event. I will be watching this video to make sure this is said.
Do you have anything to say, or?
I just want to thank the entire board. It was incredible to have everyone there working together alongside all of our other volunteers, but I'm honored to get to work alongside all of you, and I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished, and I'm just proud of how we continue to persevere. So thank you all.
All worked your tails off.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, my thank yous are going to be not just to the board, but Almont Police Department,
Yes.
Lapeer County Sheriff, Dale, who was out there all day. I told Dan, the new police chief, is in the 5-6 years of me doing this, first time I've ever seen our police chief on the ground. The amount of support that we had from them, DPW being out there,
Absolutely.
again, the volunteers that showed up, the amount of people that reached out to me after asking me, can we help for next year? I've heard from so many people personally. Thankfully, they don't waste their time on Facebook, but yeah, it's an amazing event. It's grown year after year after year, highlights downtown. I think we've got a lot of good press on it. And it's one day a year that people get to walk downtown and not be afraid to get hit by a gravel train or something like that. So to me, that's huge. I mean, we just had a sad event with J&J, right? They closed Van Dyke down to put out that fire. And we obviously appreciate fire because they were involved there. But, that's such a sad event. Here we get to do it for a day and make people happy. And the amount of people that came up to me during that show was just amazing. And then after. So thank you all. Can't be done without all the effort. And yeah.
Some networking with some Almont police officers
Oh, yeah.
too, in terms of expressing appreciation. They were very gung ho on the event.
Yeah, they
Glad to
were,
participate, and all went
they
really
were
well
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
with them. Looking them in, and having the sheriff deputies there, that made such a difference.
I hung out with all of them at the entertainment tent both nights, had great conversations with them. There was really no issues with social district. Matter of fact, so many people commented how nice it was that they could just get a drink and walk around. And it was a nice option, especially now like Richmond has it. And there's so many communities that have now started that. It just gives us that one leg up for now. So
I did meet with Dale and Brian and Chief Willis after Heritage Fest just to do like a debrief. And I thanked our police chief for him being there and active most of the day, but also his officers were just incredible. They were all walking around. They were all, just embracing the community event. And it was so good to see all the facets of our community working together. And the police chief said there were 0 arrests, 0 complaints, 0 issues. I specifically asked about the social district because I said, I know that I'm going to get asked about this. So did you guys stop anybody? Did you have any issues at all? And he said, nope, not one. So it was great. But yeah, the police chief, Dale, DPW, all of APD, Almont Fire and Rescue, they were all amazing and all excited to work on this with us. And it showed that day.
cool.
In terms of the total safety of the community, I think our new chief, dramatic change in leadership, and in terms of our local streets, cars showing up. One of the concerns on the previous leadership issues was it appeared that most of the activity of the patrol cars was in the township instead of the village. That's not true anymore. So that's a real plus. And our chief is actually a working chief, does not just sit behind a desk. He's out on the street as well. So that is another big plus for the community, another forward move, a real plus. And our manager is not perfect, but he's a doer.
Mm-hmm.
He gets things done. So as far as all of those things being on track, it's
Well, I think it's also propelled some other things. I mean, look at, well, you guys talked about it, but the township just approved the Lions Club to do a side-by-side ride on sacred soil, I guess you could say it. So, I mean, to me, that's huge. I mean, people are thinking out of the box, and that's what we need, so.
Well, I mean, that's another change of dynamics. There's going to be new leadership in the township, and that may enhance things as well. Gary Grosbeck is running unopposed, and he was former township supervisor a good number of years ago. We were working together very well. That's from the time I got on, almost 30 years ago. Township and village tend to be a toxic relationship. I worked pretty hard to smooth that over to the extent possible. And Gary had, for a short period of time, was the township supervisor, doing a very good job on for a year, and he quits. Gary, what are you doing? He said, I can't stand the kindergartners anymore. I'm not doing it. But he was a very good township supervisor for that time that he was in. He's a former sheriff's deputy, and I think brings a lot to the table. And so that could change the dynamics in a very positive way as well. Something else we could look forward to. Township has like $1 million sitting in the bank.
I think we're getting sidetracked here.
Doing what with it?
Yeah, let's reel it back in, Steve.
So,
I know.
yes, so, I mean, all those things are
Well,
positives.
we'll go with the dynamic is
Yeah.
changing, a lot more teamwork, so.
Yep.
All right, at that juncture, 7:52, let's call this meeting to an end. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.